Hey guys, it's Kennedy. Welcome back to With Love Kennedy. So today we got another video. I got my notes on my phone. So today we're talking about why you still don't feel like her and the things that you can do to change that. So now we've talked about the reset. We've talked about the things that we need to do as far as like discipline, getting back into mode. If you're still feeling unfulfilled, what do you need to do? What do you need to establish to make sure that you get back into that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of fulfillment? And we're about to talk about that in this video. So let's get to it. So ultimately what happens is when people feel this unfulfillment in life, or like feeling like they're not really achieving the things, or like they don't feel like her, that girl, it's like all of these things stem from the things that we do every single day. So what is it that you're doing? Why are you doing these things? Where are they taking you? How are they adding value into your life instead of taking away value from your life? And in this video, we're going to talk deeper about, less about habits, more about what it is that you're actually exerting your energy into, so that we can find another way to apply those things that are helpful for you, so that you can find an avenue that works best for you and you can get from point A to Z. So as we all know, the real problem when it comes to not feeling fulfilled or like not feeling like her comes from inconsistency, lack of discipline, waiting to be ready, all of these different things that actually don't really serve us. And I think it is the status quo, or it is a social construct, to always feel like you need to be fully prepared for certain leaps in life. And although that may be true to a certain extent, if you don't have that angst, that risk-taking factor, it is going to be very hard for you to feel fulfilled in life, because fulfillment doesn't come from readiness. Fulfillment doesn't come from like expectation all of the time. Sometimes it does come from taking that leap of faith, understanding that other people are not going to see your vision, and really being okay with that, and really leaning into that and taking that a step further. And so ultimately you don't become her by thinking about it. You don't become that girl by just like dreaming about things. You have to actually build the authority to do the thing. And so we're going to talk about some structure that could help you get to where you need to be. And yeah, let's get right into the structure part of everything. So since we're talking about the structure and the breakdown of the 3 things that it takes for you to become her, reiterating the word structure, you need structure. You need to have some sort of system, some sort of routine, some sort of pillar that could help you understand your intention to your impact. And the process will just happen naturally. I think people have so much intention. People are always like, oh, I have these intentions, I have good intentions, I intend to do this, I intend to do that. But you need to align your intention with the impact, because sometimes, as we all know, when someone has a good intention, the impact is not necessarily always going to reflect that. And so that's when we talk about the process, the in-between of, okay, you have this intention, you have this where you want this impact. What does the process need to look like so that A and C aligns with B? And I think a structure is very helpful and useful for that, because you get a full understanding of what the process may look like on paper, whether it be on Google Calendar, whether it be to a friend, like whatever that may look like, however you type that out, that is going to be helpful for you in feeling that fulfillment in life. Sorry, I had to kind of redirect the tripod because the wind is blowing a lot. But the second thing is discipline. And we've talked about this heavily in my last few videos about establishing discipline and what that looks like, whether it's working out, whether it's having a routine in the morning, whether it's the way you're eating, whether it's spiritual life. Like, discipline is just a huge part of that. And I think we take discipline for what it is at a very surface level, but discipline is so deep and profound. And I think that once you understand what it means to actually be a disciplined person, it makes everything in your life so much more beautiful and so much easier, because you don't have to look at discipline as something hard to do or something intense or harsh. Like, discipline is an advantage. Like, that's an opportunity, that's a leverage point for you to actually get to where you need to go without you having to utilize external resources all of the time. And like, to some extent that may be true, that may not, but at the end of the day, discipline is very internal, it's very visceral, and if you have it, you have no choice but to succeed. And the third thing is identity. You have to be who you say that you want to become. You have to embody those traits. You have to reflect that personality. You have to speak in that manner, you have to always carry yourself in the way that you're achieving or trying to be. And it's you know, you have to bring the vision to life almost, but within the self, because it's not always easy to make the other world conform, or the outside world, not other world, the outside world conform to the standards or the expectation that we have set in our brain. But if you can externally present yourself that way, ultimately the external world has no choice but to adapt to who you are presenting yourself as. And so just being that, embodying that identity is going to help you navigate through all of the unfulfillment that you may be feeling, because you then start to believe and have that faith and start to really just become that version of yourself that you want to be. And so just to give you all a kind of a deeper tie-in on like how all of that has impacted me, and like taking those pillars and really applying them and implementing them into my own life, it's just like, you know, I couldn't have pictured my life being any other way than what it is now. And I've always wanted exactly where I'm at right now. And I think it's so exciting and so beautiful, because I just remember my life looking so different, and I knew why it was looking different. It was because I wasn't doing these things. Like, I was literally just having visions and knowing what I wanted, but not really understanding the process to it. Like, basically what I was saying in the last clip of like, the intention didn't align with the impact. And so once I understood the process, and like how process just matters so much to basically tying it all in, God gave me the resources and gave me the people and gave me the jobs and gave me the home and the environments to get to where I am now, to where I am honestly just so fulfilled and so happy. And like, that doesn't take away from the obstacles. It's definitely going to be hard, but I think that you get to choose your level of hard. You get to choose what your heart is for. And I think that's the best thing. And that's like the most fun part about it all, is that you never really have to hurt yourself or struggle for something that you don't want when you're doing things that fulfill you. And that is the most important part. And so ultimately, you don't wake up as her, you build her up through habits. And at the end of the day, you know, who you become is the most important thing. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you that I do have a program that is for beginners. It is a strength and conditioning program. It is called Limitless Foundations, on my Instagram at Kennedy the Limitless. Sorry for the noise, we got some cars in the background. But yeah, you can find the program on my Instagram. It is for sale for $29. I think that it will be a great starting point if you're someone who's looking for more discipline and fitness. But yeah, overall, you know, discipline, learning how to embody the woman that you want to be, learning how to have structure. All of these three avenues are going to be the things that turn you into the woman that you want to be, and that help you grow into the woman that you want to be. And so I'm just so glad that I have this opportunity to speak to you all and to share my knowledge with you all, to help you all become and to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So yeah, that's all for this video. Now the sirens are in the background. They don't be wanting a girl to be great, but you know what? We don't really care about that. So yeah, keep glowing, keep growing with love, Kennedy, and I will see y'all in the next video.